Hello, Facebook world. Happy Wild Tree Wednesday. We're coming to you live on this Wednesday in March, the first Wednesday in March. This is Maria and
Claire.
And we are so excited to share sheet pan recipes with you. This entire month is going to be dedicated to sheet pans. I love sheet pan recipes. I completely hate doing dishes, so if you're a dish hater like me, you are going to love these sheet pan recipes that I'm going to share. There's my little apple muncher right there, munching all the apples that I pre-sliced for dinner. I love doing that. That's such a great mom tip. If you are cooking in the kitchen with your kids, slice up veggies and fruit and just let the kids graze. It's amazing how much they'll eat when it's just sliced up and put in front of them. So anyways, back to the sheet pan. Last month was all about the Instant Pot. This month is all about sheet pans. So every Wednesday this month, I'm going to be coming to you live with a sheet pan recipe. So today's recipe is a chicken sausage sweet potato bake. It is amazing. I've made this a million times. I actually didn't get this recipe from Wild Tree. I got this from one of my favorite bloggers. Her blog is called Peanut Butter Fingers. I'm going to post a link to the recipe in the comments below, but I completely Wild Treed the recipe. I love Wild Tree recipes that I find, especially healthy recipes that I find, and use the Wild Tree products. In the recipe I found online, the recipe calls for rosemary and sage and thyme, and I thought, oh my gosh, our lemon rosemary blend is going to be delicious in this. I love Wild Tree's alternative to regular spices because everything's already blended together, and all I have to do is use this instead of measuring out 4 or 5 other ingredients. And I know my meal is going to be super nutritious because there are a lot of healthy herbs packed right in here, and everything is going to taste even better because there's other things in here that weren't even called for in the recipe. So another thing to remember with your Wild Tree blends and spices that you have at home is if you like a flavor, if you like a blend, it can pretty much go in any recipe that you want. If I loved the adobo blend, which I do, I could probably use the adobo blend in this recipe. It would add some different flavor profiles, but would probably be equally as delicious. So just keep that in mind when you're making your recipes at home and you're kind of wondering what to do with your spices and blends. You can use them in everything and anything. It's going to taste good. All of our blends go well with all veggies and all proteins that you buy at the grocery store. So that's one of the Wild Tree products we're going to use today. I don't have the container or the jug out, but I do have my garlic grapeseed oil in here and this oil pourer, and those are the 2 things that we're going to need to make. This is super simple. So I've got my sheet pan out, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and get to the recipe. So I've got all of my veggies and everything cut up right here. I've got sweet potatoes cut up. I've got some Honeycrisp apples sliced up, onions sliced up. It literally took me 5 minutes to slice this all up. And I've got some whole chicken sausages. The chicken sausages that I used are this brand. You can pick these up at Kroger or Trader Joe's or wherever you shop. And you're going to throw that all literally onto the sheet pan. So Claire's going to help me out and get this all onto the sheet pan. All I had to do is use 1 cutting board. I'll help you out, honey. And we're going to just dump it all onto the sheet pan. Just like this. Good. Good. And then we're going to mix everything up with our hands. We're literally just going to use our hands. Don't even have to get out a spoon or anything like that to get this into the oven. Okay, so what we're going to do is drizzle this with roasted garlic grapeseed oil. The original recipe called for olive oil, but this is just going to give it that great depth of flavor with the garlic infused oil here. So we're going to shake that on. And don't mix it up yet. First we're going to do the seasonings. And then we're going to add the lemon rosemary blend. I would use about a tablespoon. I think this jar is about done, and there's about a tablespoon in here. I do not love measuring. Again, that's just a whole nother added effort, and we know just about how much is going to make it good. So I would say about a tablespoon. She's going to sprinkle that all over everything. So if you have lemon rosemary at home, use it for this recipe. If you don't have it, you can always shop for it in our Wild Tree Meals app. There you go. Good, Claire. And then I've got some salt and pepper here. Claire, why don't you add about 4 of those little teeny scoops. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of salt. And do 1 scoop of pepper. Shake that all over. Great. And then she's just going to use her hands to dig in there. She just washed them. And she's going to use that to get everything nice and coated. Get all the seasonings on there. This is great if you love kids that don't mind getting their hands dirty. You don't mind, do you, Claire? She's doing my dirty work. That's okay, we'll get that. Cooper will get that. Our sheet pan is completely packed. But that's okay, it's gonna all cook up and be delicious. Okay, this is gonna go into a 350-degree oven for about, it's ready? Yeah. Let's see, that's gonna go in the oven for, let me find the recipe here, for about 50 minutes. So dinner will be done in about 50 minutes. And while that's cooking, I can help everyone with homework. Everyone's gonna get showers. We're gonna get all ready and organized for the next day. And I don't have to do anything. That's done. So when that comes out, I will definitely share a picture in the comments below so you guys can see how awesome it turns out. It's delicious. My kids love those chicken sausages. They love apples and sweet potatoes, so this will be a great dinner for them as well. And we made a ton, so there'll be leftovers for lunch tomorrow. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.